Still fighting the cold. Still fighting the non-sleeping since June. But really just not fighting, just trying to rest. I explained a little bit about like the attacks I have. Last night I had a black wall on the lit side of my bedroom come through, wake me up, and there was just a solid black wall. And as I explained in another video, my room is always a little lit. And it's got like 3 or 4 places where there's always light in it. And at first I reacted the way I usually do when I see like dark beings or dark things, and I didn't feel a bad energy for it. I felt like the black was there and it was an observation. But then after, I was like, oh, I just want to go to sleep, leave me alone. And I rolled over and the lights came back on, like I don't mean like the lights in the room were off. I mean like there was black on this side of the room and there was not black on that side of the room. And the side of the room that wasn't black is the side without the lights. So it was a little weird, but I'm used to weird things. Like I've shared in my other videos, it's been like many years, weird things have been going on like that. And since I'm not practicing something to call stuff in, after I calmed down, I was like, wait a minute. And I turned back around and looked, and as I did, like the black was kind of fading into this one area and leaving. And I realized it was a wall of protection. And right away my mind's like, Kali. Yeah, Kali. And we forgot about Kali and like Saturn, the mom. And so like I'm looking things up online and I'm just like kind of blown away. And then my friend that I relate to, tarot wise, like she's like, I got woken up last night and it was really active last night. And so then she's like, let me share your story. And she starts sharing similar stuff of like rituals and stuff she's seen going on. And a lot of times her stuff parallels my life extremely closely. Like, so spirit is great to give you references out there. They find you, like the more clear you get, the more clear things get. And you just know, and the things you need to know are just there. It's how it works. And it's like the external serves you, so you don't have to go looking, so you can rest more. And I realized that my Kali age started, when I mentioned Hexes, I only married once. So I was married for 27 years. And, or was it 24? And like legally married 29, something like that. I kind of just don't think about it no more. But my ex, his birthday was on the same exact day in 1999 when my Saturnal started. And I was like, wow, it's so like my Saturnal started in 99, so it should be over between anywhere from now and until I'm 60, like right around, depending on how I deal with the energy, 3. And so spirit literally is just like hammering all this stuff at me, archetypes, symbolism. And remember working with Kali, and then these poems start pouring through. So I got to write them down at 3 a.m. And that's spirit talking to me. So I respect it. I didn't get back to sleep though. So I don't know what time I fell asleep, maybe 11, and slept till 3, which is not enough. But with there was other things I realized about my health and earworms and ear ringing and tinnitus and the stuff that happened with my eyes, and having cleared that up myself when I was told it could make me blind. And I did videos on that probably I think I took those down like maybe 3 years ago I did them or something, or 2 years, like 3 years. I was in pretty bad shape then, like mentally still, because of the torment I went through and having to ascend out of that and deal with that and try to find love again in my center, in myself, love in myself, having been tanked so much and just going through hell and having people mock you the whole way through it. So realizing that this darkness was there, this void was there watching me. And it wasn't malicious. It was like Ma Kali. It was like positive. And it's not the first time I've been to the void or worked with the void, but it was the first time the void just came to me. No meditation, no whatever. I just wake up and there's this wall of protection around me, and it's the Ma. And I'm just like, wow. Like, and then my friend's like, yeah, this stuff's going on in the astral last night, and I'm seeing all this stuff, and I'm like, that hinky-winky weird stuff sounds familiar, like the, get together with my friends and do my orgastic rituals. Used to stutter a lot. Something I still gotta slow down so I can overcome. But yeah, like this is everyday occurrences now. Like the astral, the people that are lost are fighting so hard to find themselves that I pity them. It's like I'm the one who hasn't really slept more than a few hours since, every night since June, but I'm pitying them. I'm not pitying me. I'm not lost. I'm not getting hurt. And they know that I know, and I confront them about it, and they still just like, they think laughing in my face and goading me is going to do something, and it just doesn't. Like, to me, you're like a little kid running your head into a brick wall over and over and over again. And it was fun when you were doing it to me, but is it still fun when you're doing it to yourself? Like, you're hurting yourself. And you're defeating yourself for me. And, I appreciate that. But you're running into Ma Kali on the other side. And you know what Ma Kali does to you demons, like what her job is. And what her job is on my side is, Sheila, you got this many years to get your shit straight. And you're going to do it because you're working with me. And Ma Kali, like, people's like, oh, you manifest really fast with her. Yeah, but she's a stern teacher. She's the dark mother. She's the demon fighter. And she came to me when I was being literally crushed by demons. And I had already been to the void, and I promised myself I would never, try to off myself again, no matter how insane I got. I was going to hold on through all this torture and torment. There was no way I was going to off myself. I just wasn't. Everything in me was telling me to, and I wouldn't, because I knew it was an attack. And that's when, those thoughts were flooding in the bathtub, and I was taking a bath because I used to have to literally crawl out of bed every morning and hop in a tub and full of pot oil and salt and magnesium, just so that I could get up and move. And my little kitty would always come and walk around the edges of the tub and sit with me. She loved a bath time. She'd go sit in the sink too and watch me. She was my girl, and they took her. But anyways, they needed a head to see, into me, and they needed to cut things off because they thought she was a familiar just because I loved her and she loved me and she was always with me. But that's the way people like that think. So, yeah, so the Ma Kali came to me. I didn't look for her. And really, literally, I started singing these songs about the tower I found on the internet because I thought they were beautiful, like years before that. And then I realized for years I had been meditating under an Indian picture of the replicas of those towers, but they're, in a different tradition, they're a little different. And they're the woman, sitting on the cushions with the instruments. And I was just blown, like, this stuff is following me around, like literally. And I talk about when I cut off all pendulum, it's all but the red bikini. And it's because when this thing decides to work with you, you don't get to, whatever way it does as Saturn or Satan or Ma Kali or whatever, it's going to work with you till it's done working with you, because it's pushing you 9/11 through your Saturnal growth. And you made that agreement with your own soul, your chaos, your Ma Kali, before it's awakened. And to me, that's what Saturn represents, the soul asleep in the darkness. And it becomes the green and the lit and the verdant place when the sun shines upon it and there's creation. Like when I met my mate, I just kept telling him, I want to create. And I was creating. Boy, was I creating some stuff, some storylines, man. So yeah, so whatever was coming at me last night, like, I kind of pity you, because even though I'm not getting to sleep, I still love myself. I still feel okay. The tinnitus kind of drives me nuts. I can't wear headphones anymore, and I gotta work on my ears a lot, you know. It's okay. It just means I rub my face and neck more and age less, you know, just driven. But anyways, beautiful souls, I just wanted to share my dream and what was going on last night when I woke up from my dream and was very wide awake in my room. You know, it wasn't half awake, half asleep. I did not go back to sleep after. And yeah, stuff like that has happened to me for a long time. Crazy, wild stuff that other people wouldn't believe in, and that you mentally fall apart because you try to get other people to believe you or see you or hear you. And there's really like maybe in order to reassure yourself and feel like you've got friends that believe in you, but you really don't need to, because they don't need that in their life. And yeah, and I don't blame them. Like, I don't have any friends right now at all. I mean, I have my daughters, they're in my life, and that's great. But outside of that, I don't have any friends, and it's just not the time. I can't handle them. They can't handle me. And I can't handle their petri culture of reality, like that they live in is just, I've seen other things, and it just, I can't relate no more, and they can't relate. So yeah, I get friends and acquaintances, and mostly people who show up and I can talk to them about stones while we're hiking or something, and that's nice. You get to share. But mostly I'm alone, and that's okay, because there's times that it's times of refreshing, especially when you're under attack and you haven't been able to sleep for a long time, and you've got to heal yourself of tinnitus because you've healed yourself of everything else. Next thing on the list, you know, it's just how it goes. So thanks for letting me share.